All right, folks. This week on Let's Talk Snowboarding, we got a banger of an episode. We got Jack Hottinger in the booth. And Jack is a newer homie up here in North Idaho. He came to Schweitzer almost 3 years ago. He hails from Virginia. So we talk about how he got into snowboarding back there on the East Coast and how he came out to the West Coast. The first time he ever saw the big mountains, his brothers are Salt Lake City locals. So he saw those Wasatch Mountains for the first time, fell in love with West Coast, and he ended up coming up here to our little community within Coeur d'Alene and Sandpoint. And he has been a snowboard instructor for the past 3 years. And he is working his way up through the ranks, now coaching with the Snowboard Norwest team, doing big things with them. And he's just an all-around great human. He's super humble. He always is so gracious with his time, and we really appreciate Jack joining the podcast. We get into some great banter. We talk a lot about snowboarding and his story and everything else in between. I want to shout out to all our sponsors, too. We want to shout out Mountain Vibez. Let's Talk Snowboarding is presented by Mountain Vibez as always. We got Ticket Goat, Ski Shack, Hagedon Technologies, and Fine Brewed Cafe located right here in downtown Coeur d'Alene on Sherman Avenue. So, support those businesses. And without any more pausing or anything like that, let's get into it. The Jack Hottinger episode. All right, cool. We're back with another episode of Let's Talk Snowboarding presented by Mountain Vibez. And today we got Josh Nishimoto, a.k.a. Nish, on the producing. And Josh, how are you doing?
Excellent.
Awesome. And in the booth today, we are so stoked to have Jack Hottinger.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
So stoked to have you, dude. Jack is a snowboard instructor up at Schweitzer and recently a snowboard coach with Snowboard Norwest. And Jack and I, and also Josh, we've been we've been hanging out for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
You kind of made the migration over to this west side 3 years ago, and you came in, and we all kind of accept you with open arms because you were a fucking super sick homie. And we all fucking knew it, dude, like from day one. And so it's been cool. So let's kind of talk about like what was the driving force for you to like move from the East Coast, and we'll get into like where you're from and stuff like that in a little bit. But you moved from the East Coast out to the West Coast, and what was your decision to come out to Schweitzer?
Well, obviously being like from the East Coast, you always hear like riding on the West Coast is like the shit. Like that's the spot to be, It's where all the big mountain stuff is. It's where the big parks are. It's where the best riders are. And like growing up on the East Coast, just hearing that and really from like the age of 13, I was like, yes, I want to be there out of high school, whether it's like just a winter. I had some buddies that had done it and they're like super sick. They went to Colorado and they were just like, had the time of my life. So just like growing up through high school, hearing all these stories of like people being out west, being like, that's the place to be. It's where the Stoke's at. The coolest riders are there. The coolest people. It's like a very accepting community, and just like had that mindset coming through high school, being like, yes, I need to work towards this goal. I need to end up here. I had Salt Lake City kind of on my mind. Like my oldest brothers, they kind of moved to Salt Lake City. They work in Park City, a couple of different resorts in there. And went to come visit them the first time like the first winter they were out there, and experienced that like Salt Lake City craze, right? Like crazy powder, but with that comes like the wild crowds, crazy traffic, sitting in like canyons for hours trying to get to the resort, can't find parking, just like didn't live up to that expectation of like, oh, it's super sick, like come hang out, the vibes are good. It just felt like people were crazy, like trying to rip each other's heads off getting those first tracks coming into the resort. So then like had that on the back of my head being like, maybe I don't need this dream. Like maybe it's not everything I wanted it to be. And one of my friends growing up, well, he's like my older brother's friend, now my roommate, was like, oh, I'm looking at moving to Schweitzer, Idaho. And I was like, what? Like where? Iowa, right? That's what everyone always says.
Yeah.
Iowa, Ohio.
For sure.
And I was like, why not? Let's do it. I've been dreaming about moving out west. Had no idea what it had to offer. We were kind of looking at Whitefish, too, in Montana. But, like, we were like, oh, they have fog. We don't want to go there. Joke's on me, Schweitzer. Never seen it.
Schweitzer and Whitefish are literally like freaking mirror brother sister.
Like
Yeah.
riding with Braille, like riding the mountain.
Well, I mean, it's made me a better snowboarder from it. But
Yeah.
like,
For sure.
never been there. Just sent it, full send. First winter out here. Got here. Everyone at Schweitzer was just like immediately like, you're family now. We have adopted you. Like, we're going to be, I have friends that are older. They're like, we're going to be your Schweitzer parents now. Your out west parents. We're
There you go.
adopting you as our kids, So
Yeah.
they like helped us out, especially that first year being a ski bum, It's hard making it. You're not making a lot of money as an instructor. We had amazing support through that first year. Amazing community. Like, I mean, you and Josh, right? Riding with you guys all the time made me a better rider. It just, everything really just worked out super well coming here, and no regrets on it. Like, told my mom, I was like, I'm going to come out here for, 6 months. We'll see how it goes. And then she was like, I think you're going to fall in love with it. I probably won't see you again, for a while. And I was like, no, I'll be back. I have friends here back in Virginia, and I really think I'll be back. And then came here, had the time of my life, made amazing friends. Just the community here was so welcoming. And I was like, okay, I got to stick around for this. There's something special here. I need to be here for this. So, yeah.
Word, dude.
Dude, we love having you around.
Yeah, we do. We really do. That's super cool to hear because, when I got up here, it was the same thing. The first person that I ever met was Niche, and Niche was rocking the snow skate on the back deck, and it was just like a training day and stuff. And I met Matt Smart as one of my trainers when I was up there, and he's like, oh, you like freestyle? You come from Timberline? Oh, Josh knows what's up. Josh is like one of the greatest freestyle boarders I've ever met in my life. And so that day I was like, okay, I vibe with this guy. Like, and we can't, you talked about Whitefish and stuff, and Nish and I have a mutual friend, Bryce Alnighty, aka Bryce 2XL out there. And
He used to be.
yeah, he was there for a while. But now, where's he at now, dude? Where's he at?
Dude, he's in Colorado.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he bought a house with his woman in Colorado.
We're in Colorado, dude. Do you know?
I think it's Denver.
Wow. Okay. So the Rado,
Mhm.
he's doing the Rado scene. Cool.
for sure.
We just put out the most recent episode was actually dropped today with Justin Kishalevsky, and he's a Steamboat Springs guy, so you can probably vibe with that. With Eli. Eli is a Steamboat Springs homie. Eli was at Steamboat Springs before he came up to Schweitzer, and that's really cool, dude, is to see those homies coming from like the East Coast where you're from. And we'll get into like where you grew up and how you got into snowboarding stuff, but let's talk a little bit about like you said you felt so welcome when you got here, and the same thing goes for me, dude. Like, you know, I come from Hood, and I came out here, and Terry McLeod, you know, was one of the first people that I met. And he basically embraced me with open arms. He's like, hey, you know, I'm not the director at Schweitzer anymore, but here's the number for Nicole Hampton. And, you know, you hit her up, and she was super cool, and she hired me right away, and it was like seamless after that. And everybody that I met in the ski school up at Schweitzer was just such a homie, and everybody on the hill was so fucking cool too. Like, it was just like, hey, you know, we vibe with you. You know, if you're fucking chill and you want to come out here and do your thing and work hard and you know, get out there and ride and, you know, learn from what you can do, it's been a cool experience. So
Shout out to Terry McLeod and Nicole.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And you know, we got an event coming up on January 8th. We got Jam for Cams, event number 2, event 1, Tobler Marina. And we were talking about that earlier today, dude. Let's dive into that. So the Jam for Cans rail event, dude. We got one of our mutual homies, Max, coming back from the Midwest. He was here for a few years, you know, teaching in the ski school, but he's coming back, and it's gonna be all time, dude. Are you getting stoked on the Jam for Cams rail event?
Dude, I'm so stoked. Max hit me up, like probably last week, and was like, dude, I'm going to buy tickets. I'm coming out for the Jam for Cans. And I was like, hell yeah, brother. Like, let's do it. Got to get in the park a little bit more, work on those rails, but I'm so stoked on it. It's just such a cool event. Like, the vibes are good. The people there are so fun. Everyone's pushing each other in a good atmosphere. Like, no one's super aggressive. No one's trying to, like, rag on you, like, oh, you didn't land that board slide, whatever, you know. Watch this Pretz, you know, I'm so much better than you. Everyone's like, dude, like, next time try this, like, look more, you know, get your weight here, that kind of stuff, like giving you feedback as you're competing against them. And it's just super fun. Like, plus the event, I mean, they do so much good, you know, 15 cans to enter, like, goes to, you know, charities or whatever. And it's just like such a good food drive, brings in great people. The, like, prizes too are crazy every time. Like, first place takes home boards. I think Terry was telling me they had like a $1,200 prize pool for the pro comp side of things, and I was just like, whoa, like, that's wild to see it grow like that. And it's just the fact that Max is coming back for it, and just I'm super stoked on it. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, dude. Did you hit that one at Tobler for the first event of the season a few weeks ago?
No, I sadly missed it. I was pretty sure I was busy that evening. It just kind of snuck up on me. Totally missed it. Super bummed out. Had a bunch of homies at it, though. I know Aiden and Asher Hazan were there.
Of
course, you know, podium, both of them, like, just tore it up there. But yeah.
The most underrated in the North Idaho range, dude. Like, yeah, because I remember last year I was out there, you know, filming, and that was like the first year that you and I kind of met out there and stuff like that. And, you know, we had seen each other at ski school, but you're like, oh shit, you're here at the fucking, like, Jam for Cams, what are you doing here? Like, that, it was so cool. And we had a conversation. I still have, like, all the footage of like, you and I talking and stuff. But yeah, Aiden took home, you know, the first place prize, and they handed him like $1,000 in cash. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, it's really cool to see all the events, like, kind of taking off up here, whether it be the bank slaloms or the rail jams or whatever it may be. It's really cool to see that Jam for Cams thing going on. So I'm stoked to get it back out there on March 8th, dude, and get out there and, you know, get out and film you guys and get some clips and stuff. Like, we were hitting it today, dude, up at the up in the upper bowls and stuff and the Lakeview Triple. Like, we were getting some stuff going on and getting warmed up and stuff. Like, let's talk a little bit about this morning. Like, how were you feeling this morning? I know you said it was like you were up to like 70 something days in a row and stuff, and your knees were feeling and stuff, but you still were sending it, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm on 80 days right now, or 86 days in a row, something like that. I mean, I work 6 days a week up there, teaching, coaching with like Northwest and the ski school. Get that one day off a week, and I just want to go ride. Like I want to go out, work on my own riding, progress. And this morning, dude, like definitely feeling some hits I've taken over this weekend. Got a couple of bruised ribs and like a weird ding on my shoulder, but like, you know, it's not gonna stop me. Like powder day, I'm young, I'll recover, I'm fine. I'm just gonna get out there, rip. Especially when you're like, dude, let's go get some clips. I'm always down to get some clips, dude.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It just like, I mean, regardless of whether you landed like the trick you're working on or not, it's just like, it's super sick to get out there, film. I love that atmosphere. Makes me ride harder, try new things, you know, drop the biggest drop on the mountain, whatever. Just knowing someone's like, got that clip, you know, it's just super exciting. So the fact that you went out with me this morning, got some clips, was super sick, man.
Yeah, and we saw a couple of your homies at the bottom of the triple, and there was like a lip everyone was hitting, and you know we were riding up the chair, and I was like, oh shit. And so like the skiers, it seemed like it was a lot of skiers hitting it, and so like backies were getting thrown and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about like who you vibed with Max when he was here, and you know since then he's gone back to the Midwest and stuff like that. But like, who are some of the homies that you like to ride with right now up there on those days that when you're not working?
I mean, it changes up every day. The Schweitzer community is so big and it's so cool. Like, I mean, from like Zadok riding park, right? Like, he's so sick in the park. He's always pushing me to get better. On park days, like hands down, gotta get in there with him. My roommate Hans, dude, getting out there all mountain. He's a skier, but he just rips. Like, trying to keep up with him in the trees is terrifying. He just every turn, he is somehow going 90 miles an hour through those trees. It's really impressive to see. And, like, I mean, we got, like, Max out there, different Max Zuberbeeler, Mason, Bodie. Like, there's just, like, the list goes on forever and ever, and that's what makes Schweitzer so special is there's just so many homies out there constantly ripping, constantly trying to get better, make kickers in the back country, that kind of stuff. And it's just basically start the day off, rock into the village, look for people, find the first crew that's going out, just rip with them all day. You know?
Yeah.
Try to build the biggest crew possible on the day. Like some days we get like 30 people out there, man, in crews. And just like go throw down or go get the best powder lines. And it's just so much fun, dude.
All right, guys. I want to talk to you about a couple of local events that we got going on in the next couple weeks up here locally in North Idaho. We got the Doug E. Fresh Bank Slalom, the 10th annual Doug E. Fresh. And it's going to be a super sick event. The vibes are always high up there, and we're going to have some good times. I'll be up there doing some filming and some content creation for them. So come say hi. Come say hi to the Ski Shack homies, whether it be Ren, who is manager at Ski Shack, or some of the diggers up there. We really appreciate everyone who comes out and supports this event. It's all about having good times. There's also a ski bum party afterwards at the Silver Mountain Lodge up at the top of the gondola. So the Jam Shack's going to be there starting off at 4 o'clock. Awards are going to be about an hour before that, hour and a half after we get done with all the racers. And it should be a great old time. The Dougie Fresh is a Dirksen Derby qualifier for all top qualifiers. So, come out, get some racing in, because we all love our bank slaloms up here in the Pacific Northwest, and this is one of the top ones. Also want to talk about the Jam for Cans Rail Jam, which is going down on March 8th. It's going to be in Post Falls at Northwest Ministries, and it's a good old time. It is a fundraiser for the food bank up here in North Idaho. So riders bring 15 cans of canned food, and that is your entry fee. Don't have to pay any cash. Just bring in donate those canned foods, and you're going to be in and get to compete. Spectators, just show up, support all the local riders up here that rip. whether it be anybody from Aiden Hazan to Zadok, who is a podcast homie here. Hopefully we see a lot of people out there, and I hope the community shows up, and we should have a good old time. So these two events are super special to Let's Talk Snowboarding, and so we're stoking right now because it is time for the fun events to go down, and we appreciate all the listeners for coming out and showing your support. So check out these events coming up. Yeah, it's a good time, dude, and that's what I love about it. It's always good. You can like kind of run into anybody at the village, and you can go throw down with whoever you want to, or go film and do all that kind of stuff. I actually, when I was heading out, I ran into a new YouTuber who recently moved here this past season. His name is Clint Toz on YouTube, Toz, and you know, he's starting to get up there, dude. Like he was at Baker last season, and he moved here over the summer, and he's just like starting to blow up. He's doing all kinds of different YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I saw him and I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's up? Are you Clint? And he's like, yeah, dude. And I was like, I've talked to him before and stuff, like through like social media. And he was just such a homie. He was like, dude, there's one thing that I will say about Schweitzer is like everyone is super stoked, even though like I'm a social media guy, you know what I mean? Like everyone's like always down. Like everyone is stoked to see like people get like the word out about Schweitzer. And even though like the crowds can be kind of crazy over this President's Day weekend and like weekends, you know, over the holiday break and stuff, like it really isn't all that bad. You know what I mean? It's a lot less than the West Side mountains and stuff like that. You know, the Cascade Ranges and the Sierras and stuff like that. But I digress, dude. Like, let's get into where you grew up. We were talking, you grew up in Virginia, but kind of talk about how, like, where you grew up, how you grew up, and, like, how you kind of got into snowboarding out there on the East Coast.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a long story, but obviously it's been, 10 years now. Let's see here. At the beginning, when I first got into snowboarding, I didn't even know where I lived had a mountain. Like, it was 45 minutes away from me. Had no idea there was a ski resort there. I'd been, like, snow tubing once there, but didn't even recognize that there was, like, a ski hill or anything there. And went out with with my brother's friends. They invited him up to go snowboarding one day. And I was like, you know what? I want to try that. That's a ride to the mountain. Let's just see what happens, see where this goes. I know nothing about it. We'll see what happens, So got up there, got hooked up with some rentals. I think it was like $60 at the time for like a lift ticket and rentals. It was like all I had saved because I was like 10, don't have very much money. Got out there. My buddy was teaching me, my now roommate Hans, he was teaching me how to snowboard. Had no idea how to teach snowboarding, and he really wasn't the best snowboarder either. Is that like buddy teach buddy situation? Strapped me in, got me on the chairlift somehow. Don't even know how I made it on the chairlift. Not really even sure how I got that far. Got to the top, didn't understand how the bindings even worked. He had to strap me in, stood me up, and I was like, how do I turn? And he was like, I don't know, figure it out. Stood me up, pushed me, immediately started looking at a fence, went right through it. Like, just right through this fence, was in the trees. I mean, it's like East Coast skiing. Anything out of the fence is just dirt. Like, there's no snow. It's just rock and dirt. So crawled my way out of there. The whole time he's just like laughing. He's like, oh, like I can't believe you did that. And I was like, I don't know how to turn. And just like the day went on like that. It was just like the most horrific day you can have as a snowboarder. Like your first day ever, no lessons. Highly recommend taking lessons. Don't try what I did. Somehow at the end of the day, fell in love with it. I was like, this is the sport for me. I need to do this. I need to figure out how to get up here all the time. This is my sport now. That season ended. I went up like one more time, same thing, couldn't turn, just was like bombing down the hill, explode. That's how I stopped. But eventually talked my parents into letting me buy a season pass, we had a local ski swap. It was like 10 boards, 10 skis, rocked up into that, bought my first snowboard, have no idea what brand it was. Like, I mean, it had those old bindings on it, like, that barely worked. We're on the verge of, like, exploding anyway. You know, first setup's always a little sketch. I don't even know if it was, like, a proper snowboard. I mean, I could stand on it. It had edges. It kind of turned. So that was, like, my first experience on the mountain with that board. That first season, kind of figured out how to turn. I mean, I rode with myself a lot, like just up there grinding every day, trying to get as much snowboarding in as possible, because for whatever reason, it just made me feel like on top of the world. I was like, this is the best thing ever. It makes me so happy. I was homeschooled as well, so it gave me the opportunity to, like, be up there all the time. My mom was like, as long as you finish your school, like, go snowboard. And I would, like, hook up with people, be like, hey, can you give me a ride to the mountain today? I was up there. I try to hit every day of the season. You know, it's an East Coast season. It's about 3 months long on a good year.
Yeah.
So by the end of the season, you're just like, anything you've learned, you're just like, I'll take it. I'm happy. Season's basically over at that point. You know, it's like, it's a different environment than out here. It's a definitely a challenging environment to really, like, get into the sport, and I don't know how I stuck with it those years. It was just like catching edges all the time, and just like, but for whatever reason, man, it just made me feel like the best ever. So
Yeah, I can feel that, dude. My first day up at a mountain was an icy blizzard mess, like freezing rain, you know, hitting the side of your face, and I can't even strap in and stuff. But you were talking about the bindings. Were they actually strap-in bindings, or they were strap-ins?
yeah, man.
Dude, I remember the first time I ever went snowboarding, it was like the metal discs that had like the little clips on the bottom of the boots, and you would click in.
Samey.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
those were not fun, dude.
No bueno.
No.
I saw one of those yesterday on the mountain. I was like,
No.
what? I was like, I didn't know those things were still allowed on the mountains. That's wild.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like a kind of like a hard boot setup now that people rock those, so that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. But yeah, dude. So you mentioned so what was the town you grew up in?
Harrisonburg. So I grew up right outside of Harrisonburg. The only reason it was really like a city, we had a college, JMU. It's a pretty big college, I'd say. It's a D1 school. It's kind of growing. It's just like our whole population was college students. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a weird town to grow up into. Like, there was just like frat houses everywhere. You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
It's like Appalachian College. Or you were up in the mountains, right?
Closer to them, yeah.
Okay.
We were, our city, Harrisonburg, sat in a valley between the Appalachian and the Blue Ridge Range.
Nice.
So
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of right in the middle between the both of them.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. So we go either way, you know, whichever range you wanted.
That's awesome. That's some beautiful country out there.
Yeah, dude.
From what I've heard, I've never been there, but I've seen a lot of videos and stuff like that from out in that area, which is awesome to see. Yeah, dude. And you mentioned, so Hans, who's your roommate now, so he came out here with you?
Yeah, so he was in Salt Lake City with my older brothers. I come from a huge family. I'm one of 7. And so far, all of us have turned out to be ski bums. So, I mean, some way or another, my parents just raised a family of ski bums. It's kind of cool, though, because now when we go on vacation, we just, like, all go skiing. But, yeah, he was out there with them for 3 years in Salt Lake City. Kind of had enough of the big city deal, you know, like, same thing like I said earlier, just crazy traffic, super populated, hard to get on the resorts. So he was like, I kind of have enough of this. His buddy recommended Schweitzer. He was like, I've been there one time. It's a tiny resort. It has a lake. I kind of remember it. And I was like, or Hans was like, okay, yeah, like, let's go check it out. So he did the same thing I did. Never been here. We got our first apartment, and we just both went full send onto it. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's so sick.
And did you get Did you get an apartment like kind of downtown?
We were in Ponderay, right
Nice.
behind the Goodwill in that neighborhood. We had
Okay.
a little 3-bedroom like townhouse deal. It was a really nice setup for, ski bums, but it's a little pricey. That first winter was like a huge struggle being able to pay rent with that ski instructing job. You know how it is. Like your first winter as a coach, you're not really making the greatest money. It's like you got to be on that grind. You're taking every opportunity you can. I started skiing so that I could get more lessons. That was like my first year actually like picking up skis, because I was like, everyone says if I want work, I need to learn how to ski. And I was like, okay, I got to do that if I want to pay rent this month. So
Yeah. I feel that, dude. They told me the same thing when I moved up here. But, I went and bought a pair of skis at the Spokane ski swap. Never used them. Sold them to Sam Fortis. And I don't think he's used them either. So it is what it is. But, yeah, I just can't do it. I can't fucking do it, dude. I need to stand sideways. And I think Josh would agree. I'm sure that they have tried to get you onto the skis from one point to another, but
I did a teleskiing clinic once.
Oh,
and,
there you go.
I did midway without falling, doing my lunges through my turns.
There you go.
And didn't fall once on midway and never looked back. Took them off, said, "Get these boots off my feet. I'm going to die."
Yeah. I think that's why Josh and I are such good friends. Like, we're skaters, snowboarders, so like to our core. So we're not going to stand front ways. We're going to stand sideways.
Yeah.
For the rest of the time. Guys, I want to talk about a new sponsor for Let's Talk Snowboarding, which is the Ski Shack in Hayden, Idaho. Ski Shack is a local family-owned and operated ski and snowboard shop located in Hayden, Idaho. They specialize in sales, rental, and repair, and they opened in 1976. That's going on 50 years up here in North Idaho. They have been offering a skiing and snowboarding to North Idaho and beyond for that much time, which is crazy. One of the oldest ski shops in the entire state. We appreciate everyone at the ski shop for supporting Let's Talk Snowboarding. So go in there as soon as possible and get yourself dialed, whether it be getting a fresh tune-up for your board or skis or grabbing some new gear, because they got all the best in outerwear and also in boots and bindings, boards and skis. So head on over to Ski Shack, located at 9437 North Government Way in Hayden, Idaho, and have some fun picking out some cool stuff.
Sorry, not sorry.
But dude, Josh, let's get. I would love to have you talk to Jack about like some of the first experience you had with Jack when he first came into the ski school. You guys can kind of talk about that. And
Word. All right, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, Jack. I think like you were around, and I knew you were hanging out with Max and that crew, and I'm a little older, so I just kind of like stood back. I was also coming off of like a knee surgery and like some other things, so I was just trying to get healthy. So I don't know if I like didn't talk to you or ignored you for a while or what, but I just was like focused, I think, on like getting back to like even some semblance of where I was before my injury. And yeah, man, I don't know, but I just knew that you were around and you were chill, and yeah, I thought you were cool.
Yeah, no, I like that first season. I knew you were coming off of a knee injury. I think Matt Smart told me about it. He's like, yeah, it kind of blew out his knee doing whatever. And I just knew that you were like sick in the park. You were like a really good, respected snowboarder on Schweitzer. And I was like, I got to get out and ride with that guy. I was like, I need to ride with him. And that first winter was crazy, man. Like, it just flew by. Met so many people, rode with so many different people. Like, Sam took me out to the T-bar for my first time, and I was like, this is Schweitzer? I was like, this is crazy. And it was just, like, such a cool experience. But, yeah, I don't know if we really got out and rode very much my first winter out here.
No. How long have you been out here for now?
I'm going on, this is my third year out here now.
Okay, third year. So I don't feel that bad because I've only been really snowboarding well again for like maybe a year. Like maybe. So, okay, cool. But then tell me about your crew. Like, tell me about everyone you rode with the last couple of years and like who, you were telling me about this before the cast, but tell me about your crew and how that all came about and who you were riding with the most. I know you were talking about Hans and how you guys became like really chill roommates and everything. But tell me about your crew.
Our crew, our first year was kind of assembled like in training, right? Through the Schweitzer training. It was like, we all met and we were all just kind of like, we're younger in our 20s. Let's be friends. Let's ride. Like, we don't really, it was all of our first winters kind of at Schweitzer or out west. And so it was like me, Max, Hans, my other roommate at the time. She's since moved back to Virginia, but Hans and Helena are brothers and sisters. And also Emerson. And we just kind of like clicked super well together. We were like, this is our crew this season. We called ourselves the Jib Squid crew or the Jib Squid squad. We kind of started like a little social media, had fun with that. But yeah, we just like, we're still figuring out how to ride out west. So it was kind of nice to have a crew that was all kind of new to it. Hans had been in Salt Lake for a while, so he was definitely like the top dog. Emerson's a local, so she already knew Schweitzer. But like me and Helena and Max, we were like, how do you ride powder? How does this work? We have never been in this deep of snow before. We've never done runs this steep before. Like, we got to figure this out. We can't keep up with everyone. This is like, we're getting wrecked out here. And like, we need to catch up quick because like, you know, East Coast riding, you don't get those powder days. You don't get that steep terrain. Top dog on the mountains, someone that can throw a 360. Right?
Yeah.
So it's like now everyone's throwing backflips and dub 10s and you're like, what's going on? You gotta catch up. So
yeah, dude.
We would just roll and like build kickers out in Resi. We had this little mound that we go build a kicker on and like try to throw 540s and try to throw backflips and try to throw front flips and just like progress our riding that way. Our little tiny crew, and we'd all film it and just hang out. It was just super fun. Our connection really built from that. You know, riding with people every single day, you become really good friends really quickly. And it's just like such a good time. And then since then, like every winter, it's my goal at the beginning of the winter, meet someone new in training, right? Whether it's a new hire coming in, welcome them into Schweitzer, make sure they feel welcomed, make sure they know it's okay if they're like not the best rider on the mountain. You don't have to throw backflips and dub 10s to come ride with our crew. We just are looking for fun people that are nice, chill, like just come hang with us. That's all we really care about. That's what we're looking for. And so since then, every year we've built like a pretty cool crew.
That's awesome, man. And I think that's like the kind of vibe that Schweitzer, like we want to build at Schweitzer, is just like, yeah, it doesn't matter who you are, like where you come from. When you come up, you snowboard, you ski, you do whatever. We just want to support you and like bring you into the fold, right? And then like treat you like a local because you are local now, right? And like, I know that's the kind of marketing campaign I would have ran. Like if I was in charge of marketing at Schweitzer, I would have been like, come be a local at Schweitzer. Like that's the vibe that I have, not this like, whatever West Chud, whatever they were trying to do. I don't know. I don't think it worked, but
that's funny.
Maybe
how
it did.
That literally lasted like what?
2 seconds?
2 years maybe. And now it's gone, you know? And like Cruz talked about it on the last episode, dude. Like, yeah, just like Josh said, like bring you in as a local, dude. Because if you're putting into the community, you are local now. Like, it doesn't matter, dude. Like,
yeah, we'll teach you how to ride trees. We'll teach you how to ride the park. We'll teach you how to snowboard like the mountain, not like any East Coast flat stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's probably tough to do that with the ice. And like, I don't know how to snowboard on ice. You probably do, Jack.
Yeah, no, the ice is definitely, that's what every East Coaster brings up. They're like, oh, but we can ride on ice. But you're like, yeah, but anything steeper than a 20-degree angle stumps you, you know?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
You're stuck in that. But
like, I respect that, though. I respect anyone from the East Coast who rides in, like, the worst conditions, right? But, yeah, you also want to learn how to, like, ride the steep and deep, too, right?
yeah. Yeah, for sure, dude. Well, yeah, it was super cool to, you know, when you came in. I remember when you came into the ski school, and I was like, oh shit, we got another young ripper homie. when you and Max came in, and Hans and all these homies, and and then also like Stefan and Malia doing their thing now, like local guys doing their stuff, and it's been really cool to be a part of that.
Dude, can we get Max on the podcast when he comes and visits?
Dude, that would be sick. Maybe right around the freaking Rail Jam,
Yeah, dude. Maybe Jack and Max can come in.
That'd be cool.
And we could do all four of us on the cast.
Yeah, Jack co-hosts, and we get Max on here.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
A freaking banter sesh, dude.
Yep.
Let's do it. Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
Max would be down for that. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that guy, dude. He was such a cool homie.
Yeah. I think Max even like was born and raised in Sandpoint though, but like never like really skied or snowboarded.
Yeah.
And then he like moved away and then like came back.
Yeah, and now he's like Chicago to his roots,
Yeah.
which is what him and I kind of bonded over when we started talking up in the locker room and stuff. I was like, "Oh, you like you're like kind of Chicago roots and stuff." Like he's like, "Yeah, I'm from here, but went to Chicago." I was like, "Dude, I love fucking Chicago." He's like, "Oh, you're from like yeah, my family's all from the Midwest, from Iowa." And I have like cousins and aunts and uncles that have like gone to Chicago and lived in Chicago. So I've been in Chicago a lot during my youth and stuff, and know all about Chicago and all the areas and stuff. And he's like, "Dude, that's so fucking sick." And so we kind of talked about like Chicago and like all the restaurants we like and shit like that. So
That's so cool.
yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, Josh, you're going to St. Louis. Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I got a business trip, St. Louis, Missouri. Gonna really go out there and like go to Halloween convention and like try to
Nice.
sell Ticket Goat out there.
Let's go.
To any like haunted house that sells tickets for their thing, or like there's like escape rooms and there's like Christmas venues and stuff that do
I
all
like
sorts
it,
of
dude.
ticketing. So yeah, Ticket Goat. I think Jack was telling me about his experience like with tickets recently too. And
Josh, do you ever notice that when you buy tickets for a show, you get hit with all these hidden fees?
yeah, for sure. I'm tired of being gouged with hidden fees.
Dude, I just discovered this, but now whenever I purchase tickets, I try to search for venues and artists that use Ticket Goat.
What's Ticket Goat?
Ticket Goat is the greatest ticketing software of all time. With Ticket Goat, promoters can expect hassle-free setup, zero obligations, and a revolutionary $1 ticketing fee for event attendees.
So we can say so long to hidden fees?
Dude, 100% zero hidden fees. With Ticket Goat, steep ticketing fees are a thing of the past. Ticket Goat's revolutionary ticketing software allows owners to create custom ticketing options, access to event reporting, and a digital QR codes for mobile ticket scanning, all with no commitments and transparent pricing.
Sick. That means event owners can keep their profits and ticket buyers can purchase tickets without being gouged.
Definitely. If you are in charge of ticket sales and want a fast and easy way to sell tickets, go to www.ticketgoat.com and join the herd today.
Sick. Yeah, love to get your perspective on that.
Oh man, yeah. I went to go buy tickets recently for me and my girlfriend to go see Rainbow Kitten Surprise in Spokane.
Yeah.
And like went through the whole process, got to the end of it, and I was like, oh, like $45 for a ticket. Like that's nothing. Like fine, like that's great. Got to the checkout, and then I was like, why is it like $200 right now? Like this is crazy. Like what happened? Did I accidentally like select 4 tickets? And I looked back, and it was just like the most random fees. It was like Wi-Fi fee, you know?
What?
Yeah, I don't even know.
What?
Dude. It was like the most random, like who knows what fee. I'm sure if you looked into it, it's all made up, you know? But it was just, I was like, really? And then like that's the only place I could really like find those tickets, and it was just like, and I haven't even gotten them yet. I need to like go hunt them down because purchased them. Still waiting on my email with the tickets. And
Dude.
yeah, gotta
Okay.
go hunt them down.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Shameless plug though. Ticket Goat.
Yeah.
No hidden fees. You pay $1 fee. That's it. 3% off your credit card. Whatever. But that's it.
Yeah, and I'm stoked to see what Josh does out in St. Louis. If he's going like boots to the ground, grassroots shit,
Yep.
that's gonna be awesome, dude.
We're gonna be selling and making that dough.
Yeah, that'll be fun, dude. Have you ever been out there?
Not to St. Louis. No.
Oh, dude, that should be a good time. St. Louis is pretty chill. Like a lot of people are like, oh, St. Louis, Midwest. Like I like a lot of the Midwest cities, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude. I went to Chicago for a conference once,
Okay.
and I walked around there at night, and
Oh, it's
like
sick.
People would ask me for directions and stuff, and they thought I lived there or whatever, and like. No, so I would say like one time that's whatever, but I think on 3 separate occasions people asked me for directions, and I was like, dude, I don't live here, but I think it's down there, and they're like, okay.
dude, that's awesome. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, my extended family's from Des Moines, Iowa, and Des Moines is sick too. Chicago's a good time. St. Louis is a good time. Been to all those places and stuff like that, but yeah, dude. That concert you go to, it's in Spokane.
Yeah, man. Spokane.
Is it Kettle House or?
Like the Fox.
It's that outdoor venue.
Pavilion?
The big one. The
I've been there.
pavilion. Yeah, dude.
Okay, that's a good one.
I
Yeah.
partied with Nolan, and
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
story,
yeah.
dude.
we don't need to get into that right now. But yeah, I've been to that venue.
That's why we rock the Liquid Death now. We don't fuck with the beers.
Oh yeah.
Not like we used to.
Nolan ruined you.
Oh, dude.
Of course he ruined him, dude.
Oh,
He
man.
ruined so many people.
No, okay, I love Nolan. Okay, but I think it was the hardest I maybe ever partied in my life.
Yeah.
It was with Nolan and Olympic snowboarder Pat
Yeah.
Holland.
Oh, dude,
What
that's
a
a bad.
combo.
That's a combo that'll get you.
Dude, he parties so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, we love fucking Nolan, dude, and we love Pat.
And we love the
for sure.
Holland brothers, man. They rule.
Yeah, dude.
They are. But they
They-
get it
they-
into the beers and stuff.
They,
so
they party hard.
yeah.
Can't keep up.
I can't keep. I can't do it anymore.
Same with like if you go out with Ride with Marty, Party Marty, you go up to the Sky House at the end of the day. You pop a couple Greyhounds and stuff. Like you're feeling good and stuff like that. So it's part of it, dude. Like, and we're not going to talk too much about that because we know Jack is on the verge of being 21. He's 20 right now, so we won't talk too much about partying and stuff. But that concert, dude, that it's too bad that they've been gouging you. But have you? I honestly, I've been like peeping the festival at Sandpoint, honestly, this past couple days because 2 of my favorite artists, Dispatch and John Butler, are going to be, and also like another one that's open up for him, G Love and the Special Sauce.
Dope.
Yeah, he's sick. I watched him when I was like 14 years old or something, and I was like, oh, dude, this guy's awesome. But all 3 of them are playing on the same night up at the festival at Sandpoint. Have you been up to that festival?
Only seen it from like the outside, so you can
Okay.
like chill in the park and not buy tickets and
Yeah.
just listen to the music. And since I'm a broke ski bum, that's just what I did. So like we just all like a little friend group hung outside the park, but like everyone that goes to it has a super fun time. It's
Yeah.
a great like venue, So
I think that's one that I'm gonna try and get to
dude,
for
you
sure.
should.
Yeah. I don't think Ticket Goat's with the festival yet, but I think we were trying to get with them.
I think that'd be sick.
It
dude.
would be sick.
Yeah, cut down on them fees.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude,
Save everybody some money.
you're speaking as a broke ski bum, but during the summer, we were talking a little bit earlier about what you do during the summer for work and stuff. You're rocking a nice landscaping job locally up in Sandpoint. Kind of talk about like how the summer vibes up in Sandpoint and stuff. Like I'm sure you work hard, play hard. What are some things that you like to get into during the summer when you're not working, and just kind of talk about how sick it is to be in this awesome landscape and such just the crazy beauty that we get to experience during the summers up here.
Yeah, man. In the summertime, yeah, work hard, play hard. I work a landscaping job, so definitely work hard, constantly digging, But the things I get up to, like rock climbing, super big rock climbing community up here. Super welcoming, super fun. Just got into it this last summer. I mean, just kind of scary community to get into, especially if you don't know anything. You're like, that's terrifying to just go like climb a cliff face and be like, hope this rope holds me. But luckily I met some good people out here. Mason, my buddy, he took me out for my first time. He has all the equipment. He showed me how to belay, showed me how to tie the knots. Obviously I didn't belay for my first time. He just kind of showed me how it works to help me feel more comfortable. The beauty out here too, man. Just being out in the mountains all the time is so amazing. There's so many alpine lakes, like Harrison Lake and Beehive Lake. Those got sick rock climbing on them too. And just hiking, backpacking out here. Scotchman's Peak is super sick.
Oh, I love Scotchman's.
Dude, Scotchman's is
so sick. I like hiking. Yeah, I've only hiked it once, but I enjoyed it.
Such a good hike. Highly recommend to do it again. The views from up there. And then the cool part too is every time you do a hike around here, you get an awesome view of the lake. It's mind blowing sometimes. And sometimes I forget about it. Especially on Schweitzer, you're just you're looking down at the snow all the time, or you're watching other things, or not really paying attention. And then you look up and you're like, whoa, there's that lake again. It's so crazy beautiful, man. And I feel like I try to remind myself of how good I have it here as far as the landscape and how beautiful it is and everything like that.
Yeah, I feel that, dude. Guys, Let's Talk Snowboarding is presented by Mountain Vibez. And Mountain Vibez was started in February 2016 by our CEO and founder, Justin Desmond. With the input of close friends, Mountain Vibez officially went live November 1st of 2017, and Justin runs it with the help of Mountain Vibez co-owner Emily Sorger and our core team. When Justin created Mountain Vibez, his objective was not only to create a snowboarding company, but also a family where passion and the love of snowboarding outweighed years of experience and where judgment is not tolerated. We don't like the cool guys at Mountain Vibez. Everyone should be included in Mountain Vibez. Passion of snowboarding is what brings us all together and makes us a family. Along with creating a snowboarding family, Quality Snowboarding Apparel, we are a non-profit with an outreach program called Good Vibes and High Fives, where we take less fortunate kids out to snowboard. And I want you to check out our website, mountainvibes.com with a Z, and see what we're all about. We have everything from the charity to the apparel, and we're stoked that Mountain Vibez has presented Let's Talk Snowboarding over these last, 2 years. So thank you to Mountain Vibez. I would say, you kind of just vibe with whatever the season brings you. You work hard at the landscaping job. I'm in a different point in my life, and I guide fly fishing during the summers and stuff. And it's not a full-time job or anything like that. But when I do get out there, you just got to appreciate the beauty that you're in and what you're doing at that time. And, for people to get down on, what they're doing up here, I'm like, how can you be bummed about where we live? I feel like a lot of people just take it for granted a lot. And I'm just like, dude, just be happy that you get to live in one of the most beautiful areas in the entire world. People come from all over the world to come see the Pacific Northwest and come through here and see our town and come through Sandpoint and go up to Glacier or Yellowstone or Banff and go up to Canada and stuff like that. It's literally it's just God's country, you're out here and you're just doing your thing all the fucking time, which is so cool to see. So, let's kind of talk about like your first time like coming out here. Like, what was it like for you when you made it out this way and you kind of like was Idaho? I kind of want to talk about like, you know, you grew up on the East Coast, right, in Virginia. Where was like the first like big mountains that you saw and you were like, holy shit, dude, like where am I now? Like the west side, the West Coast is like insane.
Oh, that would have been Salt Lake City.
Okay.
So, probably 6 years ago now. My first season, my brothers were out there, and my parents were like, "We got to go see him. Like, we got to go visit him. This is our chance to go like do this out west trip we've been talking about." And I had it in my mind that the mountains were gonna be big, right? Like everyone's always like, "Yeah, the mountains are like 10,000 feet." And you're like, "Okay," but it's like it's hard to picture that in your mind, especially.
What does that mean?
Yeah, you're like, what? Like 10,000 feet? Like, like mine are 3,000 feet, whatever, But like going to Salt Lake City for the first time, flying in from the plane, like just looking down and being like, whoa, like what is that? Like just even seeing them from the plane is insane. And then landing in Salt Lake, like, I don't know if you guys have been to Salt Lake, but it's just like that whole area is surrounded by those huge mountains and it's just so beautiful. And
Yeah. Either the Wasatch Range just goes
straight up
from the
It's
valley.
wild.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
But seeing those for the first time just like blew my mind. I was like, this is what out west is, and I was like, how am I gonna snowboard that? I was like, how am I gonna even make it down that? Like I don't understand how people do this. And then like, what was the first resort I went to? Snow Basin. I don't know if you guys know Snow Basin.
Oh
in
yeah,
Salt Lake.
down below on the Cottonwood. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I've heard about it.
They they held an Olympics game there a while back.
Yep.
I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, dude, that was.
It was a while ago.
It's
was
been
it
a long time.
2002?
I think I played golf across the street from there.
Yeah, in Park City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, you can see like the big ski jump up there and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep, it was dope. Just I was in the springtime there, but it was cool.
No doubt. Yeah, those Salt Lake games were sick. I remember when I was a kid, I would be driving back from Iowa with my grandpa and my mom, and we rolled through Salt Lake because it was just on the way, right? And the amount of like restructuring of the infrastructure of like the freeways and stuff for those Olympic Games was absolutely incredible. Like I saw all of that every year we rolled back through there 4 years in a row. And I was like, holy shit, what are they doing? And my mom was like, it's the Olympic Games. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was just a little kid and shit, but yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was crazy seeing all those mountains, dude.
Yeah, they're huge, dude. And
Yeah.
like, I remember my first steep slope I snowboarded to. I was like, I'm going to die right now. And it was like a black diamond. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is a black diamond? Like, what are you talking about? Like, literally on my toe side hugging the wall right now. And there's all these random bumps everywhere. Like, I don't think I can survive this. And then, sure enough, made it down fine, here to talk about it. But, like, that experience was just, like, a massive culture shock. And it just, like, broke my mind and my understanding of snowboarding entirely.
Yeah, big mountain stuff. So your brother's still down there?
Yeah, dude. They all work in the industry now.
Cool.
I have two. Well, I have one. My oldest brother, he's in property management down there.
Okay.
So can't remember the name of the company he works for, but they basically like do the ski condo stuff. They manage those condos there in Park City. And then second oldest brother, he is a manager in Park City as well. So he manages all of their rental company stuff, and they have a weird system there where when you rent something through Park City, if you go through their rental shops, they deliver the skis to your front door and
That's
size you.
sick.
So it's very much like a celebrity. Like, you got to have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Concierge service.
Yes, big time. So he manages like 8 shops, like
Oh, wow.
500
Wow.
employees, something crazy like
That's
that.
huge.
Yeah, they're keeping up with the demand. But he's always meeting like the craziest celebrities. Like,
Oh,
he'd be
yeah.
like, look who I met today, and it's like John Cena, and you're like, what? And you're like Post Malone, and you're like, whoa, like
Whoa.
you're just meeting these people on
Mhm.
like everyday occasions and stuff like that. And then my brother, that's just right above me, he works for Montana, the tuning company. So
'Kay.
they make like the machines that do your bass grind, and like they make the machines that do like the infrared wax stuff. And
Cool.
so he's constantly traveling for them. He hits probably 2 states a week doing that because it's a very much travel to resorts, work on their equipment, sell them the next best tuning machine. They're started in Switzerland, so he's over there sometimes too. It's like he's all over. It's a pretty cool job. Yeah,
Yeah. Getting out there, dude. That's awesome.
for sure.
And then Jack's up here in the podunk.
Yeah, man.
It's not going to be podunk for much longer, dude. It's like, I don't know how, like you've been here for 3 years. I've been here for 7. Josh been here for
Long time, in and out.
like at least 20, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. But kind of speak on like what you've kind of seen. You know, you're up in Sandpoint. I'm down here in Coeur d'Alene. How much busier is it now from the first time you got here, and what's it kind of been like seeing the growth within the community up here?
Yeah. Well, the first season I was out here, like, I don't think it was the craziest busy season for whatever reason. Like, definitely was like, oh, Schweitzer's cool and small, and like, there's no lift lines ever. Like,
Yeah.
A couple holiday weekends, like President's, MLK, saw some lift lines, of course, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then my first summer out here, that's when I saw the crowds. Like, the summertime brought in all those people. I worked for Action Water Sports with Pat and Nate Holland. So I know Josh worked that job at one point too.
Yeah, for 2 summers.
Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
Seeing those people come in, that's when I kind of was like, oh, so there's
Yeah.
people coming. Like,
Yeah.
I can really see the growth happening there. And then my second season out here was last winter, and that was that like horrifically bad season with all the rain, no snow, falling in
Oof.
creek beds all the time. I think I
Oof.
found like 5 or 6 creek beds last season. Just
Yeah.
like new ones were forming constantly. So you're like, oh, this area is safe. And then you're like, whoop, I'm in a creek bed. You're like, oh, that's cool. But last season was definitely a dip in that. But then working for that landscaping company, like going to all of these new houses that are being built, like doing the landscaping for that kind of stuff, you're just like, whoa, this area is booming right now. Whether people like it or not, I know a lot of the locals are like, don't tell anyone about Schweitzer. And at this point, it's like, it's too late. The word's getting out. It's
Yeah.
happening, whether you like it or not. I mean, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Obviously, I'm a transplant or whatever, but like, I highly enjoy this area, and it's definitely, growing. This winter has also been like, I'm definitely seeing the lift lines grow a little bit more with like the Icon Pass and stuff. Bringing that in makes it grow more, and like Schweitzer's trying to expand their condos.
Yeah.
A new village going in, new lifts coming in, so that's kind of cool to see too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that'll help with the parking down low, right? Like
For sure.
that whole new road that they're going to cut in to go to the bottom of the Creekside Express is going to be pretty sick to
Yeah.
see in the new village.
And then
We set, brah?
You're good.
Cool.
okay, Matt Smart took me out. I think that was last week.
Okay.
And we were doing the cross country ski party that ski school always
Yeah.
throws on.
Yeah.
Stefano. Yeah.
Yep.
He throws that thing on. It's a great time out there. But we were doing the cross country stuff, and you're showing me all the new trails they're going to put in.
Yeah.
It's like, that's super sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, yeah, it's really cool to see. Like, have you ever made it up to Leavenworth, Washington?
oh, yeah.
Okay, so went there a couple weeks ago for my wife's birthday weekend with the kids and stuff. Stayed at the Hampton Inn Suites. Shout out Hampton Inn. Like, that was a sick little hotel and stuff. But we went up, and I used to run lumber up there a lot. I had a Central Washington run for a lumber company, and I would deliver from like Yakima all the way up through like Ellensburg, Leavenworth to Wenatchee, up and through like the Central Cascades up there in Washington. And I hadn't really like explored all that much besides that. Dude, it's so sick. The cross country ski scene is just insane out there. Like, and there's all these like different parks all around Leavenworth and up at Lake Wenatchee and Stevens Pass and all this stuff. It was really cool to see. So, I feel like, Schweitzer, you got to do what you got to do, man. Like, you got to keep up with like everybody else. Like, you want to be that big time resort that they keep saying that they want to be, with, the Humbird and doing all the things that they want to do. Like, it is it's awesome to see. I enjoy it. I like to see people get out and do their thing, and the crowds, like, can't really complain too much about the crowds. In my opinion, like, it's really not that bad. Like, you just gotta, if you want to beat them, then get up early and get ahead of them and do what you gotta do. And the locals know where to go if you want to find the powder stashes. So I think Josh can probably agree with that. We know where our zones are at. We're not going to say where they're at, but it is what it is, dude.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, kind of on that note, like, people here don't understand how good they do have it. As far as, like, yeah, it's getting a little more crowded, but did you wait in a lift line for an hour to get your first lap?
No.
And then, like, you do have to leave earlier, but it's like, oh, you have to leave at 7:30 or 8, and you can still find a parking spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, like, speaking on Salt Lake City, it's like, you leave at 4 a.m. in the morning. You're not going to make it up the canyon on a powder day. You're not going to get that fresh lap. The lift line is 2.5 hours long. Like, it's just insane. So
Yeah. And like when I left Hood, it was kind of like getting to that point. And I've talked with people from Hood since then, and they're like, oh yeah, you can like you go to Mount Hood Meadows on like a weekend on a powder day, and you get like 4 runs.
Yeah.
Because you're standing the lift line from 1 to 2 hours each time because of the lines. And same with and you said like Salt Lake City, same with Tahoe.
Dude, I had friends who would who like drove from Lake Forest, California, where I'm from, to Big Bear Mountain, and they drove to the parking lot, couldn't find a spot, drove around for like an hour and a half, and then went home.
Yeah.
Like, nuts, dude.
Yeah. And it's for what? Like, Big Bear doesn't have the best snow.
No, but like, yeah, it's the closest mountain to like my hometown. But,
Yeah. And like, we know that about like with mountain vibes and stuff. Like, it's bare, it's mountain high, and those basically, there's like 3 resorts surrounding Los Angeles. Like, what are you gonna do? Same with Portland. You got Mount Hood, or you go down to Batchy and go down to Bend and stuff like that. And then with Seattle, you got like, Crystal Mountain and White Pass and Stevens. And it is what it is, dude. But, up here we got, how many we got? We got so many freaking resorts within like a couple hours. And I think people just are like, oh, what are we going to do? He was like, just pick one, dude. Like, you're not going to be sitting there for long at all. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I want to talk to you about a new sponsor that we have. So, big shout out to our friends at Fine Brewed Cafe in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Whether you're gearing up for a powder day or winding down after a long ride, Fine Brewed has you covered with craft coffee, legendary mimosas, and a killer vibe. They're all about fueling adventures, connecting the community, and keeping you caffeinated for whatever the mountain throws your way. So next time you're in town in Coeur d'Alene, stop by Fine Brewed on Sherman Avenue, grab a cup, and keep chasing that stoke. It's definitely, word is getting out.
Yeah.
Which is a thing, but it's still just like, I just love it up here. I just love how calm it is. It's just always so calm. It's awesome.
As long as they're cool, man. Like, chill people, you're welcome here.
Well, if people come up here and like they try to bring like their whatever their thought process is from where they come from that doesn't vibe with the thought process up here, they're gonna get kicked out real quick.
Dude, that happened at his ski school a couple times.
Yeah,
just in the last few years.
Like really don't care what you think, dude. Like, if you don't vibe with like how we feel up here and what it is, like, you can go back. You can just get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And also the winters will push a lot of people out too, because it's the tundra, dude. Like, it's cold, and this last week, it's been snowy. Like, we're back to like it's been cool to see. Like, we're back to winter now. Like, we got snow in town.
Yeah,
which is
dude.
what I'm stoked on. I hope you're stoked too, dude.
Dude, super stoked. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Maybe get some street spots going.
That's the goal.
Right.
I got some spots, dude. some spots.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
if you ever want to get out and you need a filmer, I'll
Dude,
get
for
out
sure.
and
Let's do it.
set some stuff up, dude. Get
Yeah,
some
man.
shots.
Yeah, dude. I just got those DJI mic
Did
minis
you?
too,
Ooh.
so we
he
could.
copped them, dude.
Yeah, we
That's
could.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we could hook up the real audio
Yeah.
to whatever video we want, and you could even do interviews on the chairlift now, or
That would be
go
sick.
hit the park together and hear your talking back and forth thought process for behind thing. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
That'd be
That'd
fun,
super
dude.
sick.
Yeah, we threw down. We just rocked the the iPhone today out on the clips. So we got a few clips though. We got some stuff to throw down.
Hopefully, man. That was a tough morning to land stuff.
Yeah, I mean it was definitely like some moguls and stuff like that. But it was nice. I thought
Oh,
it was
man.
like nice and crispy and pretty soft.
Well, last weekend was insane. Like how much snow we got, and
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
like I don't know, it was just so good.
Yeah, man.
Dude, let's kind of talk about you're younger. You're 20 years old. But do you have like a morning routine?
See here. Morning routine. Wake up. Try to make my coffee as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Right? Like, gotta get that thing to get my brain turned on. Otherwise, I'm just like brain dead.
Yeah.
Pretty much pack my lunch, put on my snow pants, and just like roll out the door. It's not a great morning routine. I've tried to get like into that yoga thing in the morning before the day starts.
It's tough.
It's tough, man, because you got to wake up, like 30 extra minutes early, and I'm like, I don't really want to. Try to get it in the evening still, like try to take care of my body, especially with so many days in a row. Like if you're not on top of it, not staying hydrated, not getting proper sleep, like you're not gonna make it.
You stretch after the day, it helps
Yeah,
get
dude.
that lactic acid out and stuff. Get the foam roller going and stuff.
Dude, Theragun, lifesaver.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I have one of those. Do you throw on some like YouTube content or anything like that to get the stoke going in the morning?
Mainly music. That's
Oh,
like my
that's good.
go-to. Yeah, just like blast whatever I'm feeling that morning.
Nice.
Whether it's some folk, sometimes some rap. Got to get in that mindset of like,
I like it.
got to wake up, got to get on the mountain, got to get that stoke high, whether I'm coaching or free
Yeah.
riding or whatever I'm doing. Like, got to bring the excitement to the mountain. you
Yeah,
know? So,
definitely. Nice, dude. Dude, let's kind of talk about what has been going on with Snowboard Northwest, dude. Like, how did you kind of get hooked up with coaching with the team? I've been hearing about it from Marty and Adam, for almost a year now. And so when I heard that you were coaching, I was like, oh, dude, that's perfect, dude. Like, Jack is going to do so good. So kind of talk about what the vibes are with Snowboard Northwest. I know, Niche is also a coach on there, and we got, some other heavy hitters on the team and in the coaching realm, but it's kind of super sick to see like there actually be a snowboard team at Schweitzer finally, dude. Like, I'm so stoked to see that and see everybody kill it all the time.
Yeah, man. Like, first of all, I just want to say, like, Marty and Adam, both of them are crushing it. Especially Marty. He's working his ass off, like, every day, making sure everything's running smoothly for us coaches. We rolling in the morning. We grab our kids. We're out. Like, he's just behind the scenes working like crazy. Like, just want to give massive props to that guy.
Yeah,
He's
Party Marty. Let's
Party
shout out.
Marty's absolutely crushing it, dude.
And
Like,
Adam Hall.
Oh, yeah, dude. Both of them. I know there's a lot of people working behind the scenes and just, like, they're making our lives as coaches really easy, and it's really nice. But, yeah, like, 2 years ago, I worked at that, or I guess 3 years ago now, at Action Water Sports with Pat.
Yeah.
Kind of built that connection. Like, he kind of mentioned at one point, he was like, yeah, there's, like, a snowboard team in the works around here. We're kind of looking and feeling out people that want to coach. And I was like, dude, I'm all in on that. He's like, I can't like give you a spot. I've never seen you snowboard. People talk big game. I got to like actually see you ride, make sure that you can actually ride. And like, I know Marty said like, yeah, you can coach and stuff like that. So he kind of was like, oh, we'll see how it goes this first winter we have the team. First winter, coached one day, kind of like a field day, like just see what kind of happens. Sadly, the team started practicing on Saturday, which was like my last day of work. It's like my Monday, so I couldn't get out there with them that season. And like I was just hearing great things. People were getting stoked on the team. we're getting riders super interested in it. And then the next summer, I was just like hitting up Pat all the time, being like, hey, dude, like, what's going on with the team? I want to request that day off, whatever day you guys practice. Like, I'm going to get that day off, and I'm going to work with you guys. Like, I'll volunteer if I have to. I just want to be, like, a part of it. It just sounds super sick. Like, getting a team on the mountain, getting that youth super stoked. Plus, like, the riders we have on this mountain are crazy, dude. We got some really good locals that just absolutely rip. You know, like Zadok, for example, dude. He is just, like, out there. I mean, it's impressive. Like,
How does he not have a sponsor?
I don't know, dude. I was talking to him the other day. I was like, you need to be emailing companies, dude. Like,
Yeah.
someone-
Put yourself out there, bro. Like, his union binding, like, his disc broke. And I was like, you should be emailing them right now, being like, look at my disc. Look what happened, dude. Look at my photo. I'm on the podium, and it broke during my run. Like, what's the deal, dude? Like,
yeah,
Well, if that's the thing, dude, is like Zadok should, like, if there's other
he's always breaking boards too. Also,
Weapon.
just want to say, like, that kid too. He's out there constantly working. Like,
yeah,
yo,
he's days we practice. I know he's on the full-time team at Schweitzer. They practice like 4 days a week. He's out there like 6 days a week on the grind in the park, picking apart his technique, working on that next trick, trying to progress. Like, it's impressive to see. I see him every day. I'm up there, just like, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I'm in the park working on this new trick. I'm like, whoa, okay.
and he'll
like,
go solo. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't need a crew to go with him. He's just
Yeah.
I rolled with him like a month ago, and I was just like, dude, I just want to like clip you up a little bit, like, and we got a couple clips, but the kid is laser fucking focused on what he's doing.
Yep.
Like,
shout out
he's-
to Zadok.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, dude. No, it's super sick to see him. And then our team riders, man, they're all of them. Like, just seeing them get so excited to snowboard, and they just like want to be there. Like, they're just like, their love of snowboarding is so much. It's like a breath of fresh air, man. It like makes me stoked to snowboard all the time. Work with them, get them that next trick they're working on, clean up what they have. Like, it's just like such a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
So
It's cool to see like you like throw yourself into that team and stuff, because you know that team is super sick, because it really is highlighting like where the talent is, whether it be the Hall sisters all the way down to Owen and Calvin, and Zadok and all these younger homies, dude. Like, there's just so many now. Like, I feel like there's like a new one popping up all the time. Like, and on the ski side too, like Owen Page, he's super sick. So yeah, that's really awesome to see, man. I'm glad that you're coaching it up and getting the Groms out there to promote that next generation that's going to be tearing it up, because I feel like it's ripe for the picking, dude. Like, Schweitzer is sick, and you know, I feel like, you know, I don't coach or, you know, instruct anymore, but you know, I had those kids in my school groups a few years ago, and I feel like I kind of helped them out a little bit when I just said, hey, what are you guys doing this summer? And they're like, oh, I don't know, you know, we'll probably do some stuff, go skate and stuff like that. I was like, are you gonna try and get in High Cascade? And they're like, what is High Cascade? You guys don't know what High Cascade is? High Cascade is the snowboard camp in Mount Hood, and if you want to be a snowboarder, you go there, dude. If you have the means to go there, you freaking go to High Cascade and progress your riding, dude. And you can ride and learn from like professionals to awesome coaches to all these different kind of people, and make connections and get sponsored, dude. Like, go do it. And they did it, and they came back and they were like, dude, it was sick. Like, thanks for like telling us about it. So that was like my last little piece that I gave out to him.
Yeah, way to look out, Dylan.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
dude.
trying, dude. We're trying to get him out there, you know, like, because the riders up here are so fucking sick that they need to be recognized for sure.
yeah, dude. And that Grom generation coming up behind like Zadok and, you know, like Calvin and Owen, it's just like, they're crazy, dude. They're biting at the bit for like that next comp, that next trick. They're working hard, just like Zadok is. They're laser focused on it. When we go out to ride, I'm like, what comps are coming up? What do you guys want to work on? They know exactly what they want to work on, what their goals are, like what they need to work on. If they have like a trick that they're like, oh, I need to make this look smoother, and I'm like, okay, let's get it. Like, they know, and it's super cool to see.
Yeah, it's super fun to work with those kids, and you know, worked with different groups, and they all hungry for that next trick, that next like stoke.
Yeah, Josh knows. He's on there too.
Yep.
That's awesome. Cool, dude. Hot Takes is sponsored by Ski Shack. Ski Shack has been local, family-owned and operated since 1976. Go in there today and get yourself dialed, whether it's on a board or skis. Ski Shack has what you need. And visit them at 9437 North Government Way in Hayden, Idaho, and get yourself dialed out. Well, this is the debut of us cracking some smelling salts on this thing. So we're going to crack a couple smelling salts for the hot takes and see how this thing goes, dude. Ready? Cheers.
Cheers, dude.
All right.
Whoa.
Oh, there it
Go for
goes.
2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we like that. Oh, it's good.
Yep.
I know what they're talking about now. All right. Okay. Hot takes. Here we go.
Let's do it.
With Jack. Hottinger. There we go. All right. Jack, 3 favorite riders of all time.
Oh boy. I'm pretty basic with my first one, right? Zeb Powell, dude. He's an East Coaster, right? So already respect him. And just like the stuff he does is so mind-boggling. Like the way he just yanks his board around, it's so impressive to watch. Like no other rider has that style. And I know he's talked on it. He's like, I just grew up like not watching other snowboarders. And so I like invented my own style. And that's like, I've got a lot of respect for that dude. It's super sick. And then like his crew he has, like I know we were talking about, I like to build like the crew every winter. Obviously we're not like throwing down like Zeb Powell's crew is, but just like I respect that he likes to build that crew and just like get all those riders out there and get them stoked on riding and everything.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, let's see here. I'm all over the place with my riders. The other one too, like before I was even watching snowboarding or really knew about it, but like Chloe Kim in the half pipe women's, she just every time you see her in any sort of half pipe event, you're like, you can destroy most men's half pipe professionals. Like you are throwing down so hard every single time. Like you are just like, it's crazy to watch her.
She's GOAT.
She's GOAT, dude.
Yeah.
GOAT. Like same her and Shaun White, dude. They're up there and like just like gotta respect everything they've done in the community and just like like I said, man, like every time she throws down, it's just like you're like, what'd you just do in the women's division? Like that's wild. That takes podium in some of the men's divisions. Like that's crazy.
That's cool to hear, dude.
Yeah.
I love Chloe, but one of my favorites is Maddie Mastro on the women's side in half pipe.
Oh yeah.
And she's always just been like trying to chase the Chloe, and every time Chloe just is like shuts it down, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's every time you see her compete, they're like, oh, so and so is coming for Chloe Kim's spot, and you're like, yeah, we'll see. And then like Chloe gets in there and she just like goes huge,
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, no one has a shot at that right now.
Yeah, and you're just like, she seems just like such a nice person, but she just like is like a freaking killer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to throw that down? Oh, guess what? I have all the tricks that you don't freaking have.
Yeah. No,
and I'm gonna
it's
lay
wild.
it down.
Yeah. My last one's a skier, Alex
Okay.
Hackle, dude.
Nice.
That man is same thing. Like I gotta respect the style. Like I'm all about that. Like not necessarily like biggest spin, spin to win kind of stuff. I like to like see that steez, that style, the butter tricks come out. I'm a huge fan of the knuckle huck. Like that's where I like to or look at snowboarding and skiing. It's just like who's got the best steez on the mountain kind of thing. And he just like what he does on skis. It's just. I mean, absolutely crazy. It breaks your mind. Like, same with Zeb Powell. You're just like, how did you do that? How did you yank your body around that way?
Right.
Yeah, it's just like, it's super cool to watch.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
What does a perfect day of riding look like for you, dude?
Getting out there with the homies, dude. Nice little powder day or park day. I'd say, like, last season in the park, we had a lot of slush days. Bluebird slush day, man, in the park is just unmatched. You're all lapping, getting crews together. Like, ideally, get, like, a 30-pack going, 30 people going in the park, whether it's skiers, snowboarders, regardless of how good they are. Getting in there, working on something new, pushing each other to be better. Like, working on that next trick, being like, dude, what are you working on right now? And then being like, oh, I'm working on this. You're like, you want me to catch a clip for you so you can like
Yeah.
break it down, or like I'll get you a follow cam if you get me a follow cam next lap kind of stuff, and like
Throwing it down.
throwing it down, dude. I like when I can go out and ride with people and they push me to be better, and I can maybe push them to be a little better too. So it's
Nice.
like ideal day to ride. you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you when Jessica and I were out there? Were you in that crew?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I
was
remember
out
that.
there. No,
Yep.
shout out to Jessica, dude. She went out and filmed for, was that a day or two? Our whole crew.
Yeah, we were out there for a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. And she put in a lot of work on that. And she
Shout
was
out
just
to
like,
Jessica.
shout out, man.
Yeah.
She was awesome, dude. She was super sick.
I can't wait to have her, see her back out at events and stuff like that.
Dude, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. Like I said, she went out, dedicated a whole day to filming all of us and just being like, do this. Like, I'm going to set up here, and just like the work she put in that day was like,
She's the
super sick.
definition of like a director too.
Yeah.
Like she knows like the vision and stuff, and she gets it done, dude. Like she puts out freaking bangers.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice too to have like her give you direction. Being
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to post up here. I want you to do like this thing or spin this way. Like, I
Mhm.
don't care what it is, but like try to get this thing. And you'd be like, okay. Because normally you ride with bums. Like, I'll get you a follow cam. And it's all shaky. And they like,
Right.
no one has a vision. And you're just like out there having fun. So it's like nice to kind of have that too.
Yeah, definitely, dude. And like we just shouted her out, but I mean, she like the whole reason why this podcast is what it is right now is because she was part of the groundwork for that. Like she taught me everything about editing. She taught me anything about like videography, like how to be organized, all this stuff, what to do and all this stuff. And, the Let's Talk Snowboarding podcast wouldn't be what it is today without her, and it wouldn't be what it is without Niche doing what he's doing now and helping out. And, Niche is on the producing side. It's been so sick to have him as well. So we
Yeah.
appreciate Jessica and Niche for doing everything that they do and doing their thing behind the scenes. So yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, thanks, homies.
Yeah.
You guys are crushing it.
Trying, dude. Dude, let's talk about your board setup. We're kind of talking about it when we were out there today, but what board you got, what bindings you got, what you weren't too stoked on the boots, but talk about all the gear that you got and what your stance is, and if you got any forward lean, anything like that.
Okay. Well, I ride a Capita Mega Merc. I just bought it probably 3 weeks ago from 7B Board Shop.
Let's
Shout
go.
out to them.
Shout out Rory.
Yeah, dude, they crushed it. I walked in. I was like, what do you guys got? Told them how I ride, how I like to ride. They hooked me up with like the perfect board. I'm loving it right now. But I ride Capita Mega Merc with bent metals on it. They're
Nice.
kind of Franken bindings though. So they're a little Union, little Burton, just like pieced together as they've broken. Like I think my heel strap's Burton, and then maybe my toe strap's Union kind of deal.
Okay.
Got to make those bindings last, dude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then for my stance, I ride 9 and 9. I'm very twin, I like
Yeah.
center mounted. Like I've had directional boards in the past, and like it was cool in the powder and everything, but I need to be able to like ride switch well, like I gotta feel comfy switch. So 9
Yeah.
and 9, a little forward lean, not too much. Not a big fan of that. Just
Sure.
I don't know. I know in the past, like, Matt Smart's been like, you got to lean your bindings forward. It helps you,
yeah.
like, flex your ankles more. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it for, like, a run or two. And then I just, like, I don't know. Can't get behind it, dude.
It takes a while to get used to because it's really uncomfortable at first, like when you crank it all the way up. Because my boss at Hood, Steve Muse, I was getting ready for my level 2, and he was like, oh, your forward lean isn't like all the way cranked, dude. Like this would help on your heel side because your heel side is slipping out a little bit. But if you cranked it up, like your heel side would get locked in a lot better. And he was like, try this out. And it was so uncomfortable, but it was like insane how much I could like crank into my like heel side turns on that forward lean and stuff. And so that was really cool. But I get it, dude. Like, I like to tweak it sometimes. Like I'll mess around with it all the time. I'll like dial it back, do one, crank back one the other way, see how that feels on a powder day and stuff like that. So it's always fun to experiment and do stuff like that. But you were talking about how, your edges, you detune your edges a little bit.
No, I let the rails do it naturally.
Okay.
So
You
I
just
know
let 'em
people
crank
are
it out.
they're like, oh yeah, man, you gotta detune your edges when you get a new board. And I just like go out there and catch some edges until it's detuned itself.
No,
so
dude, me too.
yeah.
I just rock it till they're detuned naturally.
pretty much, you just gotta be careful. Like that first board slide you throw on a rail with
Oh,
the
yeah.
board, it's gonna end bad, dude. It's not gonna be a fun time most of the time. So
No.
yeah.
Sharp edges will catch you.
But I'm getting there. Haven't caught an edge in a while, so I
Good.
think it's chilling right now. But yeah.
Nice. What's been your greatest experience so far in your snowboarding career?
Definitely moving out here, man.
Nice.
Obviously coming, from the East Coast, like big step. I moved out like even before I finished high school. I was still in high school when I moved out here. Being homeschooled, I was still finishing up some stuff online, and it's kind of a scary step to take. I couldn't even like sign my first lease because I was 17. So I was like, couldn't sign my first lease. Day after I turned 18, I started driving across the country, and I was like, this is huge. I was leaving behind all my friends, my community at my local mountain. And I was like, this could go really bad, really quick. Like, what if I don't cut it out there at the Schweitzer? Like, I don't know what I'm stepping into here. I don't even know anything about the area. And then that first winter out here was just like so amazing. Like, you guys all did such a good job welcoming me in, The ski school was like immediately right off the bat, we were like, your family. Like, shout out to Nolan too. Nolan like stepped in and was like, dude, like, here's the deal with Schweitzer. Gave me the rundown. He was like, take you under my wing a little bit.
Yeah.
And then like everyone else was like, yeah, dude, like, you're family now. And I was like, okay, like, I'm new here and you guys have already accepted me. And then like meeting Max, and like now we're gonna be like lifetime, best friends, dude. Like, that's the one I'll never lose like contact with, And
Hell yeah.
yeah, dude. Building that community here that first winter is definitely like one of the, not even just like all-time snowboarding career moments. It's like an all-time like life moment kind of deal. So
Nice, dude.
yeah, dude.
Nice. So what's your bucket list backcountry trip, all-time conditions? So where's that at? And who are the 3 homies that are going to be with you?
Okay, let's see. Probably up in Alaska. Like
Okay.
everything up there, man, just like so fire. Like every time you see videos coming from there, you're like, I gotta get up there. And probably like a nice heli tour, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta do the heli tour. Like
Once in your life, at least.
once in your life, dude. I'm trying to get it. I'm going to Japan, and I'm hoping to get some backcountry in March.
So you're going winter Japan.
What?
You did
I did a summer Japan
you did a
trip.
summer Japan and southeastern Asia, right?
Yeah, dude. Thailand, Japan for a while.
Nice.
Crazy hot. Don't necessarily recommend it. Go in the spring or the winter.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll be hitting some Japao here.
I hope so.
hopefully soon.
That's the goal. So normally that'd be like top of my bucket list, but I'm actually gonna do it. So I gotta like get a new goal, new bucket list item.
Nice.
But yeah, probably somewhere up in Alaska, man. Like, and then for homies, dude, like that's such a hard choice just because I ride with so many different people. But my buddy Mason, like, he's super into the backcountry stuff right now. He's going through all of his certs. He's getting his level 1 here soon. So
Nice.
he's like really gotten into it. He's the guy that took me rock climbing for my first time.
Okay.
So
Where was that at? Where'd you go rock climbing?
Laclede. So
Okay.
Went
Yep.
out to Laclede. There's some great climbing there. There's some hidden gems around this whole area for rock climbing, dude.
You go to Smith Rock at all when you were down in Bend?
Sadly, no.
We gotta hit that sometime.
I know we were gonna do it, but then we got snow when we were down there. And,
Okay.
like, rain where the rock climbing was. We're like, it's just not gonna work out.
Nice.
But did some touring on Bachelor though, which was
Yeah,
super
I
sick
saw
early
that, dude.
season.
You
Yeah.
did a little bit of a like a preseason trip on the split.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you getting excited about split boarding?
Yeah. Right now I'm riding the K2. I think it's not a family tree, something tree.
Okay.
Can't remember that brand. And then some Union backcountries, and
Nice.
just like a little setup. Got the K2 skins too.
You got your beacon shovel probe.
Yeah, beacon shovel probe.
Get
Of course, dude.
your Avi one in.
Next year, it's
Okay.
happening. Next year, Avi 1. So
Well, as long as you go out with some homies that have some knowledge, like you should be
Yeah.
okay on some mellow stuff,
for sure,
Yeah.
we got a ski patrol homie that
There you
takes us
go.
out. So we're in good hands with that one.
Well, I'll be excited to get out there with you too soon, dude. That's my goal too. Is
Yeah, let's
to
do it, dude.
I got the split, but need to get set up and get my knowledge back and get my knowledge gained through the courses and stuff. So
Yeah, dude, that'd
Yeah.
be super sick.
yeah, dude, for sure. Well, cool. Like, so you got you going to Alaska, hopefully.
Hopefully, Yeah.
Japao is on the docket. That's on my docket too. Wherever it may be, dude. I don't care. I'll go to Hokkaido. I'll go to Niseko, Hakuba Valley. I'll go wherever it is.
that's where I'm going.
Are you going to Hakuba?
Yeah, dude, it's
That'll
gonna
be good.
Fire. Yeah,
Northern side.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nice, dude. Well, that's sick to see. Hopefully one day. I asked, my wife was like, oh, like what kind of gifts do you want for your birthday? I'm like, you could get me nothing for the next 10 years, but when I turn 50, like if you want to like treat me to a snowboarding trip to Japan during January or February, I'll take that. Like,
Yeah,
don't give
dude.
me anything, but that's what I want to do. But
It's booming right there.
It is, yeah.
dude. That snow they're getting.
I see all the YouTubers going out there. Like, I'm a big Casey Willax fan.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I see, he's out there with his crew, and now he's doing like retreats out there, and other people are doing it too. We got a Mountain Vibes homie, TJ Kern, aka Board Archive. He's out there all the time too, doing retreats with a lot of different people. So it's really cool to see. And then they're thinking about doing Mount Hood during the summer too, so which would be cool. I haven't asked you about that. You haven't been to Mount Hood yet, have you?
No, but I'm gonna go for the summer solstice event.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, dude.
You going this summer?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun, dude.
I
It's
can't
the
wait,
best.
dude.
It's the best.
Shout out to Hood.
Yeah. Josh knows, dude. Josh has been down there.
Yeah, like I don't know, cumulatively like 4 weeks
Yeah.
total, maybe.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. I'm hoping to maybe like try and drag him down there at some point in the next couple of years, and we can get down there for some summer shred, spring shred, flow park laps in the spring.
Yeah, Flow Park rules.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. But yeah, solstice is all time, dude. You'll have a good time.
I'm super stoked on it.
I've
Yeah.
done a few solstices, and there's just nothing like it. It's
Yeah.
so awesome. You're out there until like 10 o'clock at night, and it's sunny.
I know. I'm
So-
trying to piece together a crew right now to get down there. I think I have like 10 people we're going down with. So just like getting that crew together, head down there.
Yeah.
Always about the cruise.
Yeah. Well, I have kids, but
You
if
want
it
to go?
works out, I would try.
Yeah, dude. If you're
I'm
available,
gonna be
let me
there.
know.
I'm gonna be there like mid-May. Honestly,
Okay.
going down to Vancouver for my daughter's birthday, and spend time with family for over a week. But I told my wife Chelsea, I was like, hey, if we're gonna be down there for a week, like I gotta get up to Hood for at least a day. Like I gotta be up there for a day. And she was like, okay, well, one of those days that we're doing family stuff, if you don't want to do it, then you go up to Hood and go see your friends.
Yeah.
Go
dude.
ride for some flow park laps. So should be a good time.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I can get back down there in the summer. It'd be a good time, dude.
For sure.
All right, dude. One last hot take before we get into some quick hitters. What is currently the worst trend in snowboarding? What do you get not stoked on when you see out at the hill?
Dude, this is gonna actually be a hot take on this one. The baggy snow pants, man.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's a point. There's baggy when it's steezy, right? And then there's baggy when you're just wearing trash bags. And you can notice a difference when you can hear them ride. So if you hear someone come in, you can hear you can hear the flutter. It's probably too baggy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of becoming like a little bit of a Jerry thing now, because everyone sees it. They're like, I want to be a cool snowboarder.
Oh
They
no.
buy the baggies.
Oh no.
I know. So there's like baggy stees, and then if you go too far, dude, I'm just like, no, can't respect it.
How was mine today? Because I know mine were a little baggier.
Dude, yours was spot on.
Okay,
like
cool.
not even too much at
Okay.
all. Like Zadok, he's riding the line on it, but he's chilling too. Like you can go pretty baggy, but I've seen some ridiculous.
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
out
dude.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
where you're just like you're wearing like it looks like two like big black trash bags on each leg, and you're just like that's too far, dude.
I had to cop the Arthur Longo Vulcan pants, dude.
Yeah, dude.
With the tight bottoms. Like I was like, oh, those are so sick. But I don't. Yeah, they're not too bad.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think it was perfect. Like there is that line where you're like, that's steezy.
I liked your kit too. The all North Face black. That was
Oh
sick.
yeah.
That was
yeah.
nice.
No, there's
With the tan helmet, rocking it. I would like that. That was nice, dude.
yeah, dude.
All right, dude. Quick hitters. Pants or bibs?
Bibs,
Goggles or glasses?
goggles,
Okay. You over or under the helmet?
under.
That's the right answer. Nolan would disagree, but we don't care what Nolan says about that. Gloves or mittens?
Mittens,
Boa or laces?
laces all the way, dude.
Yeah. You. Pow or slush?
Gotta go, pal.
Nice.
Yeah.
You rocking earbuds in or out?
In.
Okay. What's bumping right now? Like what would you let's say this. What would you bump on like something gnarly you want to send? What would be like your go-to?
Kendrick Lamar, dude.
Okay.
That's a go-to for me. He gets me right into the mindset of just
like
throwing
new
up.
Kendrick or early Kendrick?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Mainly
All
new,
Kendrick.
All Kendrick, dude.
They not like us.
Yeah, dude. That one right now, that one is getting me, dude. That's in my ears all the time.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Gosh, what was the one? It was from the Damn album. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like yeah.
Oh, dude. I know the answer to that one, but I'm brain farting right now so hard.
What was that, dude?
Dude,
we gotta find it
look
right
this
now.
up right now.
We
got
gotta
the
get
Fake
that.
fan, dude.
We got the crickets.
Got the crickets going. The mind-boggling, dude.
Mind-boggling.
Let's see. The Kendrick. That's the one that I used to bump so much, dude.
Oh,
Here it is.
it's not. Is it not? It's not. DNA.
Oh, it's Humble.
Humble. Yeah, dude.
Well,
Yeah,
don't
dude.
play too much of that.
I know, right? Yeah.
We don't need that copyright.
that copyright.
That's a good one too. That's like spring day slush riding.
Yeah.
About to go throw something new. You gotta put that in your ear, dude.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
Stomp it every time.
Do you ever you bump Logic ever?
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Logic.
cool.
You know.
That's something Max and I talked about when we were on that spring day with Jessica. It was
Yeah.
fun. Good time.
No, we were. Me and Max had a shared album for a little bit.
There you go.
The spring day album kind of deal.
Hell yeah. All right, dude. Last one. Favorite video part of all time, or if you don't have a favorite video part, like what's the content that you like love to watch on like YouTube or something?
Ooh. Not a big street setup guy. Like, there's a lot of it, and like it does get me stoked a little bit, but like I feel like it kind of sometimes lacks that creativity. Like
Yeah.
they always just go like the fish islands kind of deal. All time, I think Underglow.
Oh,
You guys know
okay.
that one? I
Yeah.
think that's what it's called, Underglow. Chris Benchella made
I'll have
it.
to check that out.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. It's such a cool movie.
Nice.
Like, just they combine like that LED backcountry night lapse.
Okay.
And it is so sick. And
Nice,
there's like
dude.
some surfing clips in it, and they're about
Okay.
to drop
Mm.
Underglow 2 actually soon.
Soon?
Yeah, soon in a couple weeks, I think. It's coming
Sick.
soon. So that's all time like go-to movie. I can watch that thing like over and over and over again.
You like the surfing clips?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you checked out Greenhorn?
No.
Okay. So check out Greenhorn on Monster Energy's YouTube. All filmed by Gimbal God, and it's all Judd Hinkus.
Okay.
It's just insane
Yeah.
because he's a sick surfer, and he's also just an insane snowboarder. But the soundtrack, all the clips that they get, like it's absolutely incredible. You'd be stoked on it, I think.
Do you guys know Goth Babe, the artist?
Yeah, dude, I
Dude,
fuck with that so
That guy
much,
is so
dude.
sick.
Yeah,
Have
he
you seen
is.
his movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wild.
And I watch his YouTube channel every time he drops something, dude.
Yeah,
Goth
dude.
Babe is my boy,
Dude, he's so sick.
Yeah,
That
he's
would
the
be
man.
Yeah. I would love to meet that dude. He's so sick.
He's a Oregon coaster, dude.
Yeah.
I think he lives down in like Lincoln City or something like that. He just built like a cabin on the back of his truck and
Yeah, dude.
doing all that crazy stuff. But yeah, Goth Babe is literally like when I want to like kind of chill out. or vibe out, I just put on Goth Babe. And I
Powder
would
day,
love
dude?
to go see him. Yeah, on a powder day.
Yeah.
I would love to go see him live. Never seen him live, but he's always around. So,
No, he's got a. I think he sold his boat though, but he would just like
He did,
tour
yeah.
around and be like, "Oh,
But he
I
got
need
a
some
new
money."
one.
Did he?
yeah, he bought a new one.
Oh, that's
He
so
bought a new
sick.
sailboat, so he's gonna be sailing again here soon. So
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah,
No,
he's the boy.
Such a cool dude.
Yeah. He's actually one of my favorite fly fishing YouTube channels, Wildfly. Scotty, he's one of his best friends. So they've kind of done like a collaboration and stuff, and that's how I found out about him.
That's
Because
so
they went
sick.
fly fishing on the Oregon coast, and I was like, "Oh, who's Goth Babe?" So I checked out his music. I was like, "Oh, I fuck with this."
Yeah,
dude.
dude. The
Yeah.
name's kind of deceiving. you know?
Right? You're
Yeah,
like-
you're like Goth Babe. You're like, what?
It does
Like-
not seem like what it is. Like it's not. Yeah, it doesn't. His name does not. The music is not the same.
Yeah. Don't get concerned about the name, dude. It's so good.
Yeah.
His music's so fun.
It's positive, dude.
And he's
It's
such
so
a good snowboarder and a surfer.
Yeah,
And I think he skates too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's a big skater.
he does it all, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this person. I'll have to check him out.
You're gonna
Dude.
have to check out Goth Babe, dude. I think you would like his music.
Yeah,
it's
sounds-
good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Sounds rad.
I was
Yeah.
listening to him on the way down. I was like, Goth Babe's the move.
I got Chelsea onto it,
Hmm.
which is hard to do.
Cool. Yeah,
For
cool.
sure.
Yeah, dude.
Nice, dude. Well, awesome. Nice, Jack. Well, it was awesome chatting, dude. So, if you want to shout anybody out, thank anybody, before we take this thing out, shout them out. And, dude, take us out, dude. Sign us off.
Okay, like Marty again. Just gotta say he's crushing it with the team, dude. Like I am mind blown how well he's running that thing. Like he's just crushing it, dude. Behind the scenes, working with everyone in ski school as well. Like getting that connection where he's just like keeping it cool that me and Josh are working for ski school and the team, making sure everything's chill between that
Yeah.
relationship and everything. So just gotta shout him out.
For sure.
Shout out Max, dude. Crushing it right
The
now in
boy.
Chicago. Dude, the clips he's throwing down right now are pretty fire. You got to go check him out. Got to shout out Max Zuberbuehler for filming me this winter and taking some sick backcountry photos for me, too.
Yeah.
About to go to Canada with him. Hopefully
Oh,
get some
let's
more
go.
film, dude.
There you go.
So I got to shout out that guy. Oh, man. There's so many people, dude. That's the issue. But
It's all good.
got to shout out you guys, dude. You guys
Appreciate it.
crushing it. I've been listening to this podcast, and you guys are rocking it every single time, dude. Especially that cruise episode was so good. You guys are crushing it, man. So,
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We appreciate that, dude.
No.
For sure.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man. That's on that note. Send it.
Send it.
Yeah, dude.
You.
Woo. And we out.